Picture this. You're on safari, golden light, dust in the air, and about 40 meters away, a cheetah lifts its head from the grass and locks eyes with you. Your legs want to do one thing: run. Here's the uncomfortable part. That instinct might be the worst possible move you could make. But here's what makes this whole topic strange. Cheetah attacks on humans are almost unheard of. So here's the real question this video is actually about. How do you prepare for something that almost never happens? Because almost never isn't never. And the small number of documented encounters actually tell us a lot about what to do if you're ever the exception. Stick with me, because by the end of this video, you'll know what the evidence actually supports doing in those first few seconds. Let's get into it. First, let's clear something up, because it changes everything else in this video. When people hear big cat attack, they picture lions dragging people from tents or tigers mauling handlers. Cheetahs get lumped into that same category in people's heads. But the record doesn't back that up. In fact, cheetah conservation groups' own official documentation states there are no known or historically recorded attacks by cheetahs on humans in the wild. Now the question is, where did the man-eating cheetah stories even come from? Picture this: colonial India over a century ago. One local word, cheetah, got used for both cheetahs and leopards. Leopards have a real, well-documented history of attacking people. So when a leopard attacked someone, some old records logged it as a cheetah attack, simply because of the shared word. The cheetah likely got blamed for something it didn't do. So wild cheetahs around adult humans sit about as low risk as a large wild predator gets. But here's the problem. That changes almost entirely once you're talking about captivity, sanctuaries, walk with cheetahs experiences, roadside zoos. That's where nearly every documented injury on record actually happened. So let's talk about why that switch flips. A cheetah isn't wired to look at a grown adult and register prey. Its instincts center on animals in a much smaller weight range, gazelles, not grown men. So what actually shows up in the documented cases where things did go wrong? Picture this one. A zookeeper walks into a cheetah enclosure. The cat's been calm all day, but she'd just come from working with the giraffes and the hoofstock. This is close to what happened at the Columbus Zoo in 2021. A calm, purring cheetah suddenly lunged and bit a keeper. Here's the distinction that matters. What's confirmed is that the attack happened, and that the keeper had recently been working with other hoofed animals. The scent explanation is the leading theory zoo staff pointed to afterward, not a lab-confirmed cause. It's one well-documented case, not proof of a universal rule for every cheetah in every setting. But it's a pattern worth knowing if you're ever in a hands-on wildlife setting. A few other things that show up across documented incidents in general: fast, panicked movement like sprinting is widely associated with triggering chase responses in a lot of predator species, and there's no reason to assume cheetahs are an exception. Cornering a cheetah against a fence or in a tight space appears to provoke defensive lunging in the incidents on record. Less attack, more trying to escape through you. Mothers with cubs are documented to be far more defensive. And here's a careful way to put the last one. Children are physically much closer in size to the animals cheetahs naturally hunt than adults are. That doesn't mean weight alone explains any single incident, but it does mean close contact between a cheetah and a child is a situation worth taking especially seriously. So now you've got a sense of what raises risk. But how do you actually see trouble coming before it happens? Here's something worth knowing. In documented defensive encounters, several warning behaviors tend to show up before contact. One possible pattern researchers and zoo staff have described looks something like this. Picture this. The cheetah stops moving. Just stops. Stage 1, fixation. The cat goes still, drops its shoulders, locks eyes without blinking, ears pinned back. Stage 2, sound. Cheetahs actually can't roar. Their anatomy doesn't allow it. Instead, documented encounters describe growling, hissing, even a strange high-pitched yelp that almost sounds like a bird. Don't let that fool you into thinking it's less serious. Stage 3, the one worth remembering most. The paw hit and spit. The cat slams a front paw into the ground while making a sharp, spitting sound. In the cases on record, This display tends to show up right before a charge. Stage 4, the charge. In documented wild encounters, a good share of charges are bluffs. The cat sprints toward you and pulls up short, testing whether you'll run. Stage 5, contact, the rare outcome in the small number of cases where things went all the way wrong. Here's what this means for you. This isn't a guaranteed script every cheetah follows step by step. But if you ever catch stage 1 or 2, you likely still have time to respond well. It's the people who don't notice anything until stage 4 who tend to get caught off guard. So what does the evidence actually support doing at each of these stages? Picture the cat, still 30 feet off, watching. This is where your response matters most. A lot of general large predator guidance, used for encounters with mountain lions and other big cats, recommends standing tall, raising your arms, keeping eye contact, and speaking in a low, calm voice rather than screaming. This isn't guidance built specifically from cheetah studies. There simply isn't a large enough body of cheetah-specific encounter data to prove it works the same way here. But it's the same general logic that applies to a cautious, retreat-first animal. A big, confident, non-prey-like profile tends to discourage most predators from pressing forward, and there's no strong reason to think cheetahs behave differently. So, following that same general logic, stand tall rather than crouch, avoid turning your back, and slowly move toward a vehicle or a group of people instead of sprinting. If the cheetah does charge, this is the hardest instruction on the list: hold your ground. Many reported charges end before contact when the person doesn't run. That's an observed pattern, not a guarantee. But running removes that possibility entirely, and this is really the key idea. Don't turn the moment into a foot race. This animal can hit 60 miles an hour in seconds. The goal here isn't outrunning it, it's not giving it a reason to chase. If you're holding a bag, jacket, or stick, get it out in front of you as a barrier. And if physical contact happens, this is the part one want to be really careful about, because bad advice here matters. Your goal in this moment isn't to beat the cheetah. It's to protect your most vulnerable areas and end the contact as fast as possible. Then get to safety. Tuck your chin, raise your shoulders, and guard your throat and neck with your arms. That's the area most documented attacks target. If physical contact becomes unavoidable, protect your head and neck, and use whatever you have, hands, a bag, an object, to create space and break contact. This isn't about winning a fight. It's about interrupting the moment long enough to get behind a barrier or get help. Worth knowing: an adult cheetah is lighter and more lightly built than most other big cats, with a weaker bite force than a lion's. That doesn't make an attack safe, but it does mean this isn't the same situation as facing something built for close combat. The point isn't you can win. It's you're not as helpless as you might assume. A strange thing about cheetah safety advice: a lot of what people repeat actually comes from animals that behave nothing like cheetahs. Take playing dead. For some predators, there's real documented reasoning behind it. For cheetahs specifically, there just isn't solid evidence that playing dead helps. And going still and small runs against the general stay upright, look confident logic that applies here. Take outrunning one. A cheetah's top speed is well documented, reaching highway speeds in seconds. The takeaway isn't some precise math about head starts. It's simpler. Don't turn this into a race at all. Take a calm, purring cheetah is safe to approach. Purring reflects a low-stress moment, not a guarantee of anything. The Columbus Zoo case is the clearest example on record. Calm 1 second, defensive the next. And climbing a tree, skip that too. Cheetahs can climb, and turning your back to scramble up exposes exactly the area you're trying to protect. So here's the one thing to take from all of this. A wild cheetah's whole strategy is built around avoiding a fight, not starting one. And the goal in a rare, worst-case encounter is the same as the cheetah's. Avoid contact, don't try to win a battle. Stand tall, hold your ground, don't run. And if you're ever the rare exception, you'll know what the evidence actually supports doing. If this changed how you'd think about that split-second moment, hit like so more people see it before a trip, not after one. And subscribe next time we're looking at a predator where the survival math is completely different. I'll see you in the next one.